Hello everybody. I'm struggling a little bit here because AMD decided to push out an update which has broken everything for me for doing my triple multi gaming. Um, I will show you what I'm doing right. See if I can. So I'm trying to create a custom resolution which I require. We have to go to the other screen one sec. Oh, alright, let's jump into this screen. Should hopefully work for me. If it doesn't, then I'm going to be annoyed, but I'll be much more annoyed than I already am. Because, you know, AMD's breaking stuff. And that's not even the right... It's not even giving you the right screen. Oh my god. There we go. I hope you're all having a better day than me. As you can see, I've got my Tobii Ghost going. I've got it baked in. I've got a lovely little part floating around the screen you should see from wherever I'm looking. I'm just trying to get these shenanigans working, which is custom resolution here. So because I play my games in a lot larger resolution, being 5760 by 1080 for my triple monitor mode, I need a custom resolution here. It broke. The software broke it. And apparently from looking at stuff in the past, I can't even roll back my graphics card drivers and software because it's now broken it. Even rolling back keeps the break going. So, you know, this literally was working fine yesterday. But they broke something since yesterday. So I'm trying to go create new. Supposed to be able to just go in here and go put in the resolution that you want. And should be able to just go create, but it goes custom resolution settings are not compatible with this display. Guess what? The display can handle it. All my displays can handle it. Stop being a pain in the ass. CVT is usually the setting that I put it onto and it works fine. Nope. Reduce blinking. Nope. GTF, whatever that is. Like, none of this works. Literally nothing I have changed. This is exactly how I've always had my settings. I don't understand why it has to do this.
Still being a dick?
Yep, still being a dick. It will always be a dick. Like, I don't know why they have broken this stuff, but everything I can find out says even when it breaks, even rolling back, the break continues. Why, I don't understand, but you know, it's not so hard for it to do exactly what it was set to do previously. Like, none of these things have changed. It didn't even want to work when it had it saved in there. Now I have to just go through every single one of my individual screens and try. I'm going to turn off HDMI link as all this stuff as well. See if that makes any difference because I don't think I had this stuff turned on previously. Jump out of here, go to system, let's go back into here. The joy. And here I was hoping to be able to play Euro Truck Simulator without any issues, and AMD decides to go, you know what, let's have an issue. Hello, Custy. It's totally fine, just VR, Euro Truck Sim 2. Yeah, I can't do VR, because I am slightly cross-eyed. VR is very bad for me. It actually hurts my eyes quite badly. So,
Oh.
no, that for me. Alright. Let's try again. I've turned settings off. It's probably turned one setting on somewhere, which I don't need turned on, and that's causing me my problems. And the problem is I need to find what that is so I can actually do stuff. The most annoying part is that it's trying to tell me it's not compatible when I've had it literally work, and that's what frustrates me the most about all this. Custy would struggle with VR, it spins them out. Yeah. I don't know what I can do to make it work when it doesn't. Just simply does not want to work. Oh, this download drivers and software, I'm going to turn you off. Tired of having problems from it downloading updates and then me having this happen. Ah.
Maybe turn off issue detection.
Issue detection.
On that previous screen.
Yeah. Let's see, that usually pops up with other stuff. I know the VSR is supposed to do the same thing. But it only works with Crossfire, which is the most annoying sort of thing. It sort of virtually changes the resolution. Let's just go create. All the normal settings. Oh god. Look at that. It's there. Oh, come on. Oh, bugger off. To delete this resolution, first go to the OS resolution.
What?
It wants me to go into here and reselect default. For whatever reason, now it doesn't. Yeah. This is probably not going to work. Doesn't matter. Right. I'm going to create that one. Just see if it does its thing. Wow, it works. Magic. It's not like it can work all the time. I'm hoping because I've created this, it will let me now create. Fudge off. Like, I don't understand why it's suddenly magically not compatible. Like, what magic little button has been flicked in the software to make things now not work? How did that work? It just created it. Oh my god.
It's just deciding to do whatever it wants to do.
So I had to make the standard resolution in custom resolutions, and then I could make the triple monitor resolution, and it worked fine. AMD, you need to get your shit together. This is not something that should be happening.
You need to make a YouTube video for that.
Guess what? I've just recorded this. The start of this video is now going to be sent to AMD going, you're a bunch of idiots. Like, make this simpler.
I'd just put this on YouTube and be like, how to fix in 2022. Custom resolution. You'll probably get 1 billion hits.
It's like, that should not... Like, that... Literally, that should not have worked any differently. The real question is going to be, though, when I go and open up Euro Truck. This is going to look funky for everyone for a little while when I open up Euro Truck to start off with, because it stretches everything. Oh, wait on. I'm not actually. I don't have my thing open yet. But I open Borderless Gaming up again. Alright, stretch that out. Options. Hey, look at that. I now have my custom resolution. That should not have worked. There was no part of that that should have worked. Like, that is so stupid. But it worked. Oh well. It's there. I never get to see my Tobii Ghost hearts that are all over the screen when I'm looking around complaining about AMD. So, that's a thing. Yeah, how Custard says it. It's kind of like how some transport companies don't understand this way up, I suppose. So, on that note, I had a couple of items that came into my depot. Completely smashed up. Fragile freight. Glass. Yeah. Someone decided to put heavy boxes on top of them. So, I've already reported all that. I'm like, you're a bunch of idiots. Because this freight now has to be thrown out. Because the receiver won't be able to use it. Alright, alright. Now, I wonder what success level I'll actually have here. Go up to my other screen for a sec. Let's change that to triple monitor mode. Come on, kick in. Kick in. You can do it. Come on. OBS decided to not remember that I said to Euro Truck Simulator because I did all my updates, so. The smoke transition, that was no, this was the truck. I'm still using the smoke transition that I originally got, aren't I? Because I'm not using the one that you made because I didn't like it so much.
I've still got to work on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Tobii made one from scratch. I found this one and edited it. I liked it. Smoke suits me. All dark and mysterious. But, yeah. About to start this weird person by name of Tobii. Music on SoundCloud. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Now it's working. So, are you two up driving today? Like, driving together?
Oh, you and me.
Yeah, that's what Custy's wondering, if that's why you're here. Toby jumped in because I was yelling at the computer about AMD.
Yes.
I was getting very frustrated because AMD software, like I love my AMD graphics cards and everything, but the AMD software, when it decides to screw you over, it decides to screw you over. And it did that with the auto updates. So I get when they do major updates, that it will update either the driver or it'll update the software. It does, for whatever stupid reason, it's not updating both at the same time. So then when I go and try and use the program, it goes, hang on, you've got a mismatch of versions here. You cannot open the program. And because you can't open the program, you can't fix the problem. You can't update whatever thing is wrong. It doesn't go, you've got a mismatch. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. So you can go into the program and you can force it to update itself. Now you have to go to the website. Then you have to download the auto detector. Then the auto detector has to reinstall the entire thing to fix the problem. It is so silly. But, oh well. I'm working now. Yeah, before controls start flying. There would be no controls flying around, it would just be me being frustrated. Yeah. Awesome, that's signing in. Now, it's been a little while since I've played, so I'm probably gonna do something silly. Do you like the little Tobii heart on the screen? I changed it to red, so that was a red heart for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it looks good. The other heart overlay was there too, so I had to turn off the original circle.
Wait, so it's doing the extension as well as embedded?
Correct.
That is weird because I've only got it set to do the embedded. That is really strange. I wonder if when they did their they fix up the extension that it's now just reading whenever you got the Tobii Ghost open instead of reading for when you've told to go to the extension. That is a curious one to ask about in the Tobii Discord because so it was doing the heart twice then, yeah?
No, circle and heart.
Circle and heart, okay. Very strange. Oh well. I have to drive around my Tobii vehicle now. Let's see what part of the world I'm in. Board map.
Okay, I've put the game on the lowest possible settings.
Oh, you got to see if you can do a convoy.
See if I can. No, I just want to see if I can get more than 15 FPS. Sorry, 12 FPS in this game. We'll see.
Yeah, I've been when I've been playing lately, it's been more of trying to go places where I haven't been yet. So I've got all of the cities in the UK unlocked. I still need to do a lot of the roads, like the little back alley, little paths between places, but I'll get to that at some point. I started trying to completely do some of the islands because I'd gone down there, but I didn't finish that off. I'm all over the place. Done some big drives, but my longest drive was all the way from Birmingham all the way to St. Petersburg. That was a big drive. Alright, so I need to go up market. Great market. I don't have a trailer on me.
Oh my god.
How bad does it look?
It looks like PlayStation 1.
Oh golly.
And I'm not moving yet, so we'll see what happens.
I'm driving my Merc as well, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I got my Merc instead of my Man. So the two trucks that I'm liking the most are one of the Man trucks. which I really like the man truck. It's very powerful and nice, chunky big boy. Got a lot of grunt to it. Whereas, of course, I like my Merc because that's what I drive in real life. The truck that I'm driving right now is basically what I drive in real life all the time, except for mine's green. I took a photo of it the other day and put it into the Tobii Discord and everything, saying Australian truck simulator. That would be cool, like, to see an Australian version.
Yes.
It wouldn't be as fun for people because they'd have to travel so much longer between places, but that is what we do in Australia. Like, when people complain it takes them an hour or two to get to the next, like, city, basically it's an hour and you're at the next major city. It's like, we're here in Australia, if you're going to go to the next major city, like next capital city or whatever, you're going to be driving 8 hours. Like, there's no, oh, it's just around the corner. Like, for us in Melbourne, the next sort of large... Cuss is just like you or Merc. Yeah, for us in Melbourne, the next, like, major urban area is about an hour away, but it's definitely not a city. It's a large town. But at the same time, you can drive an hour the other way and you're still part of Melbourne CBD. Well, not Melbourne CBD, but part of Melbourne at the same time. Like, yeah, whereas in America and stuff, you're at the next state after an hour or two.
Are you using controller?
Controller.
What's the keyboard command to release the brake?
The brake.
Spacebar, isn't it?
Yeah, spacebar.
My truck's not moving.
Is your engine on?
Yes.
Engine brake.
Yeah, did the B. My truck won't drive.
Are you in which control mode are you in? Basic, auto, or
just using oh, it should be auto.
Yeah, because like there's two different lots of auto and everything. Because I know there's one version where you have to actually go into the gears and all that jazz. Yeah, retarder. Is the retarder on?
Which one's that button?
I think that you can do that on. That's like your square brackets.
Nah, that's doing nothing. That's my indicator.
What is the one below it then?
Yeah, it did those. The dots.
The dots. Yeah.
It lets me push colon and comma. Sorry, quotation. And the gear stick drops down, but my actual vehicle's still in neutral. What is going on?
Oh, it's still in neutral. So, and you're pushing. Oh, you're playing just with keyboard, yeah?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay. You need to get it out of gear. What's your up gear button? I'm trying to think. It's like you can't press just W to then to drive.
No, it just accelerates.
Yeah, so you've got some brake on. You've got air brake or something on. Are you attached to a trailer currently?
No. This is daft.
Yeah, I know I've had issues in the past, but I figured it out and I can't remember what it is. Left shift. Do anything for you? It's Custy's idea.
Right shift.
Right shift. Air brakes.
Thanks, Custy.
Yeah, so that's the funny thing about semis and stuff. There's so many different types of brakes. You got your trailer brakes, your parking brake, your hand brake, your foot brake. Yeah, you got brakes everywhere.
It's playable? Question mark?
Yeah, and Cassie's all like in chat. It's like, hey, I wonder where you got that awesome skin from. Yeah, the awesome skin I made, eh? Too bad when you pick up trailers from yards and stuff, you can't have your own trailer like skins on them. But I get that at the same time. Ooh. Bit of roadworks going on here. So it was very funny at work, like when I've had the driver trainer down and everything, doing stuff with me for when he was reassessing me for driving the prime movers. We did a nice long, I think we spent about 3 hours driving all up. Driving around Melbourne Airport, the western suburbs, and down the coast and everything like that. And we're just chatting away. And I'm like, yeah, eventually I want to get my B double license because I got my single license currently. I'm like, I'm getting experience in Euro Truck Sim. So I know how to handle. I'm just having a good laugh about it. I'm like, yeah, because that totally is the same. Like, certain parts are like they've done a really good job with these games as to how trucks behave. So they've probably been smart enough and actually got people who drive trucks to be involved with their dev team.
Oh, it's actually really interesting when they take photos of the new car, like trucks and stuff they add in too.
Yeah.
They're really dedicated.
Oh yeah. And like, yeah, because they recently just had the DAF 2021. That's their latest truck model that they put into the game as a standard thing, I believe. And yeah, like actually getting people to fully understand how the trucks work, to show them and make sure. It's like, yeah, for me when I do stuff, I feel like because I've got that actual driving experience, when I turn around the corner quick, I sort of feel in my body how it would feel. But that's just because my body's used to that. I should turn the Tobii head tracking on this one day and see how I go with it, because the triple monitor mode, it'd be a little bit different than for people that are playing on a single monitor, because like they need to turn their head to see the mirrors, where I just turn my head and I see my mirrors. It'd be more useful for like when I'm trying to see incoming traffic, but I would have to adjust sensitivity for it. Right, here's a question for you. Mirror cams versus the current mirrors, which do you prefer? So you mean on future vehicles, or do you mean like just for the game and stuff, like actual? Because like I believe we should have mirror cameras on the sides of trucks and everything, with a panel on the dash where they can see the camera views. Still have your normal mirrors, but additionally have the camera views as well.
I'm gonna jump out of the call. Happy trucking?
Okay, bye. Yeah, I saw that the staff has them because it's based on the real life truck that is like that. The Mercs are, yeah, same as sort of thing as well. I do like the idea because the camera has better field of view. It decreases your blind spot. Like, I get it where I'm at work driving my Merc, like this truck in real life, where I actually when I'm getting to roundabouts, stuff like that, I move my head forward and back so I can see around the big chunky mirror. Because the mirrors do cause a massive blind spot on you. And if there was just like a bit on the side of the trucks that just shows the screen with that view in like the panel, that'd be awesome, because then it wouldn't be so bad. Like I've always said, if I ever did own a prime mover of my own, I would modify them with cameras all over the place. Have at least a camera or two on each side of the vehicle, one on the front and one on the back. So in that way I almost had a 360 vision all the time. I also like the idea of having a remote, like a wireless camera that I can attach to, say, the back of the trailers. So when I'm going to somewhere that's really tight, I could put that on the back of the trailer. So I could see what's coming up behind me and so on and so forth. Things like that. Like I do like using technology to our advantage where we have it. Like if I'm speeding and that car there is going past me, they're going really fast. So I eventually want to make a new set, like another set of the Tobii skins. I want to make a darker set. So keeping the same sort of white line pattern as what I've already made up for this, but with these first skins, I use the purple and blue, which is in some of their Tobii stuff, like the Tobii Ghost. That sort of blue and purple is what I've used for the original skins, but I want to make a black and blue version because that's another color combination which is known for Tobii. And not as many people like the brightness of this. I'm like, yeah, I get it. So I want to make another set which are darker. Then that way more people hopefully use the Tobii pack. Now I already have trailers that have the darker skins. So pearlescent would be cool, but yeah, I don't know how to do that myself. Apparently you can get it to work, but I have not looked at any stuff, because there is the settings when you're uploading the skins where you can add on like metallic and matte looks and all that sort of stuff that goes over top of your skin. So pearlescent would be possible. I just am not sure how exactly it would work. Alright. Well, the trailer cam would be awesome, I imagine. The van I drive to work, have reverse sensors but no camera, kind of full. Yeah. Yeah, like all of our rigids at work have cameras on the back of them. All of our vans have cameras on the back of them. All of them have, all the vans have reversing sensors. The trucks don't have reversing sensors, but they have the cameras, which are sufficient. But yeah, having a trailer camera, you could. That's high. Checking. One sec. Alright. I'm back. Oh, I actually have Crow. Oh yeah, I did that. I did my driver's number plate of Crow. Oh, I did that. supercharger. Speeding the little bastard. He wants to speed on past me. But yeah, reversing camera idea for trailers would be great else. Like these days, a lot of trailers have your emergency brake systems in them as well, which is awesome. Like most new trucks have the plugs for it. So you have your normal trailer plugs, your airlines and all that stuff, like your 2 airlines and your trailer plug. But then you have this extra emergency brake system plug as well now, because most trailers now have the ability to be plugged in with that. And what it does is to decrease your jackknifing, it will automatically put the brakes on your trailer heavier than your prime mover. So if you have to slam on the brakes, it's going to not have the trailer drift around like it used to in the past, because it's pulling you back more than you're trying to stop, like trying to push the trailer back. You're not coming up next to me. You can try it all you want. Like, I am speeding. I am going 115 k's an hour in an 80 zone, and I got cars just flying on past me still. It's like, what is wrong with you people? So I don't have fatigue on or like speeding fines and all that stuff turned on. If I'm playing with a group of people and we're playing more seriously and stuff like that, then I'll turn it on. But because, of course, this is my day job as well, I just want to have fun and mess around and run cars off the road and trucks that really upset me. Ooh, I wonder if this is going to be a reversing job or if this is going to be a just drive up and into the right spot job. Your lucky car. I need to push the button on my phone. Yes, mine. Sorry. Every day around about 3:15, just got something I have to do on my phone, which I'm having to do right now. But I will be back to it in a very short moment. I've just got to push a couple buttons. It's almost done, and all good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me out of this. Yes, I know. Alright, put that aside. Aha! Back to it. Let's run this car off the road. Should I run the car off the road? Yes. Did no damage to my trailer or my truck. Haha! That's what I want. If I'm going to run something off the road, I want it to not matter to me. I need to try and find a trip that takes me somewhere I haven't been before. Once I get to this place, I just want to do this quick little original trip just to see where I'm at. Remember what I was doing, and because it's P-dub. Gonna make me stop. Bloody lights. Oh, they've programmed in the game trucks doing the wrong thing. Oh my god. So, oi! Oi! I saw that. You can turn all you want, but don't think you can pull into my lane. So, in real life, it's the same thing as what trucks are doing here in the game. The AI trucks, they're pulling right up behind a truck, like they're going like that basically, and they got the front of their nose basically Guy on the back of the car in front of them. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be. You're shouting out Custard, the person who doesn't stream, because he's in leagues with our rocket dentist. Can't show his face online. Right, this is gonna be nice and tight, nice and slow. Make it slow. Put it wide. Put it wide. Go across a bit and bang. I'm there. Hang on, wait, what? Ah, it's next place. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. Reversing a B-dub can be very much tricky. If I push the car. Alright, where does it want me to park? What's me over there? Which way does it want me? Oh, it wants me just to pull in. Okay, I'm not going to be able to just pull in. Wish I could just pull in, but I don't think I'm going to have... I could probably hit the fence. No, maybe not. You're right. Ooh, I'll just get inside the gate. Fine. Haha. Oh, maybe I can. Line her up. Tons of room, yeah, but it didn't like the way I was, so having to reverse up anyway. I don't drive B doubles, but I know how the axis works for trying to get them to go straight. Kind of working, but get back enough that I can. Alright, let's see if it'll go and straighten her up more now for me. Looking better. But I don't think it, yeah, still not gonna. Come on. Ah, I did it! Ha! Decoupling. Tons of room, but also not tons of room. All the money. Alright, let's see what's on offer from this current company. I know I haven't been there, but I want to go all the way down there though, like all the way down there. Anything in these sort of areas would be. is there some long trips? No, no, I've got that one. Yeah, that's right. Big dots, you've been there. Small dots, you haven't been there. I guess I will do this big one because it means I can go to all these towns along the way. Alright, let's do it. Let's get around. Gonna end up being that beat double, so betcha. No, it's got to be single. Ah, goody. I love how many GPSs I've got on my screen. I've got my GPS on the window, the GPS on the actual screen, and then I've got my floating GPS, which I use a lot more. Normally that would be on the side of your screen, but yeah, I've got it edited so not what with a program so I can have it on the center. There, go there. There. Go. There. There. Go. There. There. Alright, that's the starting spot. So I've got 7 detours to do on my way. I don't have fatigue, so it'll be right. The 1,896 Ks so far. Oh, yeah. 23 hours, and I've got 45 hours to complete the job. Awesome. Hello, Mr. Red Car that I pushed around. Honk honk. I don't care. Red light. Toot toot. Toot toot. The one thing I really like about this Merc as well is the fuel tank size. It's got a decent fuel tank. Like some of the trucks, you put on the big engines and the extra wheels on the back and everything, so that way you're 2x4 and all that jazz, and your tank size just gets halved. It's just like you have to fill up every 1,000 Ks and things like that, or less. Like, this is just awful. Like, sure, if once I start getting the eco driving perk, it will last longer and all that jazz, but eco driving is not my main goal right now. My main goal is money, money, money. I also want to unlock all of the options of all the different delivery types I can do. You know, emergency lane. Aha! Oh, hello, fire truck. I'm going 115 and that car is shooting on past me. So they're doing like 130. Look at them zoom around. Whoa! That was almost a truck into truck. Into me. I don't mind bashing into cars. I damage them more than they damage me. But bashing into other trucks? Yeah, I'm gonna probably break my cargo. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, 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 no. Oh, so Tobii, if you're listening, see that Scott Morrison's wife has been having a personal family interview to try and support her husband and win some more brownie points for them and their treacherous holidays. Yeah, it was. It's hilarious because she's being all like, I don't support people making their statements and not being all smiley at social events with us. We're the best in the world. It's like, put aside your personal issues for the better of the country. The better of the country is you entitled pricks get out of office. The better for the country is we have a prime minister who doesn't run away every single time there's a crisis. Yeah. I got a snippet of it because they had a snippet of it on the radio and I was just like, this is like so bad. I could not believe how ridiculous it was. This is a nice drive. Like, this bridge is cool. That's one cool thing about Euro Truck Sim and all American Truck Sim and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not actually accurate as such to the places you're going to. It is all simplified and everything, but just some of the cool little features that actually exist that they add into the game. It's like, oh, I wonder if that's real or not. And you look it up, go, yep, that's actually a real thing. Yeah, exactly. One of the things I've been watching a lot, because there's a couple of TikToks that I watch that like Labour-based ones, like the Labour MPs and everything. And one of them was doing this full-on spill in Parliament about how you can't call people liars, but you're allowed to call them, like if you call Scott Morrison a liar in Parliament, you have to retract your comment under the Parliament rules and everything. You can't call it other stuff, but you're allowed to call them fake, falsehoods, all this other stuff. Is like, I can't read out the headlines in newspapers in Parliament, but that's exactly what everyone is thinking. Like, if it's a news article, I should be able to read out the title of the article, no matter what it is. It's just stupid that I can't call someone a liar, but I can call them fake. It's the same meaning in the end, just a different word. Or you can say the slang words for calling someone a liar. You call them Pinocchio and all that sort of stuff, and you're allowed to say that, but you're not allowed to say liar. Yeah, silencing people so they can be corrupt. That's exactly the reason why the anti-corruption and independent corruption commission into anti-corruption was not approved. They could keep being corrupt, even though that they said that there's like 2 people apparently in the Liberals who have a full-on draft bill and everything for it. Even Scott Morrison waving around his document in Parliament saying, "I've drafted this up." It's like they go, "Okay, can you table it?" No. Well, why can't you table it? Oh, I just can't. Like, well, that's not corrupt at all. To try and say you're doing what you promised, but then you're not going to even talk about what you promised, even though you're saying you've wrote up what you promised. Is it because it's a blank book that you're trying to wave around with some writing on the cover and writing on the back and that's it? Show us the inside of the pages then, if you've wrote it up already. Got called out for a few things like that recently. I just love like all the leaked text messages of like Barnaby Joyce and everything, calling him a liar and scum and all that stuff, and now they're like, "Oh no, that was from like over a year ago. Oh, it's not how I think now." I'm like, well, you thought about it a year ago. You're probably still thinking it now. It's just you're trying to hold on to what little power you got left. Gotta love politics. It's like everyone's just like, why don't they just announce when the election's going to be? I'm like, yet again, Scotty is holding on to what little power he's got, trying to win people over with falsehoods, so in that way he can stay in power for another 3 years and not give out any of the stuff that he promised. It's like Albanese and everything in Labor, they've already got documents and bills and legislation regarding to the independent commission to anti-corruption and everything like that they want passed, and as soon as they're in power they're basically going to be like, alright, here's our drafts, here's our stuff, let's vote on it. Like, just do it already. Gotta leave it until just before the elections, and that way people vote us back in because they go, oh, we did something. Yeah. It's just like what they did with the aged care, because they looked after aged care so well that they're now deploying Australian Defence Force personnel to help out in nursing homes because there's not enough nurses. And they defunded it so much that they can't look after, they can't have a full 24-hour shift of nurses on site. Like, if you've got to deploy the Australian Defence Force into a private sector to deal with a national crisis like that, your policy's fucked up. You can't get around it. You're fucked up. I ain't stopping for the red light. Ain't nobody got time for that. What would be really cool with these simulator games is like having all of them in the same, like being able to be in the same world, like have bus sim, truck sim and all that stuff. Be able to be in the same world where they interact with each other. Like I could be driving along and then all of a sudden I see Tobii driving a bus. He's transporting people around. And also there's potholes in the road so we can have some fun with people. No, you can stop for me. I don't care. I am not stopping for you. Ooh. Pretty. Pretty little river. Oh, look at that view. I'm not on the curve at all. Don't know what you're talking about. Mind share. Is it going to be a recruitment agent? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an agent. Yep. There we go. Recruitment agent. I want to unlock all the places. I am... Yeah, I better stop. No one else though, so I don't care. I want to catch up to that car and boop him off the road, but I'm never going to catch up to the car. So I'm going 46 and it's a 50 zone apparently, so I might be able to catch up to him. Does everyone like having the Tobii Ghost on screen? Like, I do like having the Tobii Ghost on screen. I've baked it into a few of my streams lately. Might continue doing so for a while. But yeah, having the Tobii Heart or driving around is pretty cool. Or Valentine's Day. Don't forget, if you want to get yourself a Tobii, both Tobii and I have little discount links that you can use. Ooh, this is going to go some dodgy little back alley route. This is going to be interesting. Trying to go mountain climbing. Trucks. Trucks and buses. And be able to go along and do a delivery of do a delivery in Truck Simulator to Custard's farm. Like, you'd be like, oh, I want this equipment, and then you have to deliver the equipment to him. It's like ordering a tractor and you have to deliver the tractor to him. And because it's Custy's farm, we'll just sit outside of the farm with the tractor on our truck going, no, we're not giving it to you. Until you show your face. Stop being a rocket dentist. Show your face on the... You can do it. Well, I can't say much about that. I have not been using my webcam much so far. I think I've done one stream that had my webcam on. The rest of the time I've chilled out and not bothered with it. Half a tank of fuel. I still got plenty of fuel for a while. Let's see how bad this goes. Oh, there's no one. There's no one. I might be free. Oh. Let's do it again. What's the better? A truck or a car's got to come around the corner now on me. Oh, nah. Alright, I'm safe. Ah, Speedy Gonzalez. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's just Custard's like 2 years. Show my face in 2 years. So, in Farm Sim, does your character walk around with a paper bag? So it doesn't show its face either? Like, on Custy? Or is it just blurred out, like you just have a giant blur of your face? You can do it, Custy. It's okay. One of these days I'll probably end up just showing up at your work for you, doing a delivery to you. I got the joyful news today that one of my drivers is quitting on Friday. There'll be another driver down. They were supposedly going to quit in a few weeks' time, but they're like, nah, I'm quitting on Friday. Another one of my drivers is supposed to be going away on holidays, and we've got no one to cover them right now, so we're in a bit of a pickle with that one as well. And then I've also got another driver who's supposed to be off, and they also don't have anyone to cover them. I'm going to be possibly down, like I'm already down 3 staff members every single day. I'm possibly going to be down at 6 staff members every day for the next 2 to 3 weeks. I don't envy my position right now because I'm probably going to end up having to do work in the depot and then go out doing deliveries on runs that not the absolute best at. Also because I just don't do runs much anymore. I'm not a dedicated PUD driver anymore. And even when I used to be, there still was a limit that you would do, whereas now they're expecting you to do more than that limit. It's just not possible. Yeah, so we're waiting on information back as to these other 2 drivers. At the same time, I'm dealing with the union regarding people and their holidays and the difficulty with booking holidays. I've done 400 Ks on this trip so far. Two. No one tries to turn, and it ain't gonna happen. Ah! Yeah, everything, switching to everything goes on pallets or satchels only. Yeah, it's going to be nice and expensive, that, especially everything being on pallets. You could just switch freight transport companies, and that way I get to come and visit you every day, Custy. Come on, you know you want to do that. I would drive 1,000 Ks and I would drive 1,000 more just to be the man that wants to unlock everything. But I know I'm not going to. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. 1,000 Ks, 1,000 Ks, 1,000 Ks. That is a load of bollocks, Custy. We have a lot of accounts like that. Yeah, we are more of a B2B, but we are doing a lot more B2C. But we do have a lot of smaller accounts as well. Like, otherwise, some of the places which we pick up in Geelong, we simply would not be picking up in Geelong. I know in Melbourne it's the same thing. Like for us, I know Geelong has a lot of small businesses. I know Frankston, like there's a lot of small businesses in Frankston area as well that I've gone to before. It's like, if they're saying you're too small, how is it that I'm picking up stuff from some of these places where they're literally a little shed, probably the same size as your place, are probably smaller actually, and they send stuff once a week, but they send it all through us. So there's no such thing as a company being too small. It's more of, we don't want the work because that means we have to do something. That's the problem with the accounts team now. Back in the day, we used to actually have accounts teams in the depots, regional depots and everything. But now it's just, you know what? you can go get bucketed. We don't want to service you because we want to sit in the office and pretend that we're doing work. Yeah. There's a reason why the companies just don't make as much money as they used to in freight or the like. They don't put in any effort. Like, if you want customers to pay good money, you need to give them a service. Don't give them a service, that's how you lose customers. I know my company lost a few major customers, like multi-million-dollar customers per year. I think one of the customers we lost, it was like $5 million in profit a year we lost because they never sent an accounts person to go see the actual business. Like, that's a major customer. Why can't you send someone to go say, hi, how you doing? It's just makes no sense to me. And I know another place where it was the same thing. I passive aggressively had a go at the accounts manager. They came over to me one day and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go see this customer. I'm like, oh, they'll be very happy to see someone because they've had no one from accounts go see them for 2 years. Like, yeah, they said that to me as well. Like, yeah, aka do your effing job as an accounts person. You have a warehouse, not a shed. Yeah, exactly. Like, one of our old customers that I used to personally deal with all the time, they literally used to run their business out of a shed at the back of their property. They now have a warehouse because the company has grown so much. But we were servicing them when they were a shed. We could get a 1-ton van and go to their place and pick up their freight. In the end, we ended up having to go to them when they went to the warehouse with a light rigid truck, which they could fill up every single day. Like, small businesses can turn to big businesses. Washi didn't hang out. They did what I do. Forget about it. Yeah. That's bollocks, them saying you're too small. I know a lot of small customers that we deal with on a regular basis. And some of the bigger places, they don't even send much freight compared to some of the small places we deal with. Like, we've got some places where we deal with the entire chain nationwide of like the stores and stuff. They might send a single satchel a day, if they send a satchel at all. But they've got something like 300 stores across all, well, I don't even think it's that. Some of them only have like 150 stores across the entire country. So that's maybe 150 satchels a day. That's not much more than a small business that sends out 50 satchels a day. Or 50 large boxes a day. Things like that. It's like, just because someone's a smaller business doesn't mean they're not a profitable business to have. They've just got the wrong mindset a lot of the time now, I find. When they go, oh, we want to pick and choose. But if someone wants to give you money for a service, you should just, as long as the money is enough for the service and everything, I'd just be like, yeah, sure, why not? But no. No one thinks like I do anymore. Like, I was actually, with one of my drivers today, we're having a little bit of a debate. regarding the way the shed where I work is run at times, but things are tricky right now, so it won't get run how it needs to be run because we simply don't have the staff to do that. But at the same time, there's some little things where nope. Ah, saved it. Oh man. Yeah. Sometimes things just don't go to plan. Oh well. I almost messed up big time with that load. God, I don't want to roll over when I've got such a long trip to try and do. Imagine doing a 1,800k trip and then on the very last couple k's you roll over and mess up the entire thing. Oh, that would not be good. That'd be a lot of lost money. Oh, get out of my way. I'm waiting for when I'm driving along and I see one of my drivers go past me in one of their Tobii trucks, because every single one of my trucks I've turned into a Tobii skin truck. It'll just be like, oh, Tobii truck. So is it now and then that my Tobii Ghost is not working? Because I'm trying to see my Ghost right now and I don't even see it on the stream. But it should be working because I'm looking in the center of the stream. Once I get around here, I'm gonna try and figure out what's going on. It's gonna be a recruitment agent. No, it's a full and deal. I'm definitely not seeing my Ghost pop up for whatever reason, so let's open that up. Why are you not detecting my eyes? It's saying now rendering, but it's like I'm on preview and it's just like not detecting my eyes for whatever reason. Why have you stopped detecting my eyes? Silly thing. I'm gonna need a quick sec to try and figure this one out. It's no point Something's not quite right. Yeah, I can tell that. Very interesting. This has been a stream of technical difficulties. Oh my golly. So it's telling me I need to restart my computer. I don't feel like restarting my computer. Unplug. I try and put it back in and see what happens. Okay, connection lost. It's connecting, so why are you not? We only discover devices that doesn't support eye tracking. Alright, let's... This is what I've got going on right now. So, disconnected it and replugging it back in. And saying, like, it's connected. The IR lights have just turned on. But nothing is working. Like, you should be seeing the heart on the stream. I've had a few little bugs now and then with this, as I don't know why. And since we only discovered devices not supporting eye tracking, it's plugged in perfectly fine. For whatever reason, it keeps losing focus of the eye tracker. Like, that's problematic. I don't know why it's doing this. I've got it plugged into a USB on my actual computer. I'm not using a USB hub. I don't know if you call that a USB hub, but yeah, for whatever reason, it's doing this. Yeah, the Tobii has just decided to completely stop working. It's like it's can't be a Tobii Heart stream if the Tobii Heart is not working. So I've just changed the USB slot on the front of my computer again to where I originally had it, where I was working. And now it's not even detecting the Tobii host, the Tobii eye tracker at all, full stop. Oh my. Oh no, there it goes. IR is now turned on. But there is nothing going on my face, and I'm getting messages galore. I wonder what if this is because my computer is stressing out and it's just not able to keep up with everything that's going on. Right. The task manager. Get rid of the gaming hub. Let's get Tobii service. All the Tobii. Close everything down. Close all the services. Nothing should be running. Let's turn the ghost on. Because like right now, Euro Truck does make my computer spaz out a lot. I'm wondering if well, so much for using my Tobii Ghost when it doesn't wanna work. Looks like I have to. I was trying to. I noticed my Tobii Ghost was not working, Tobii, because I could not see the heart on my OBS. So I went and had a look, and yeah, the Tobii has just stopped. The Tobii Ghost that keeps on popping up saying it's connected and disconnected, then connects, then disconnects. I'm wondering if it happens when my computer starts really kicking in. It's like the fans and everything go crazy, and after a while, it's when it happens. So, probably happened about an hour. It should be giving it enough power, like because I've got to actually plug directly into the PC. Stuff like that. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to restart the computer and see what happens. So let's mark adjust it. Save the game. And I might come back with playing a different game. For the fact that I know other games like Minecraft don't use as much juice as Euro Truck Sim does off my system. So I'm wondering if it's taxing. My system is taxed too much. I know my graphics cards are already taxed way too much. They struggle on the daily because they're just not designed to run 6 monitors on triple monitor gaming mode. So yeah, like I've got all 3 screens here that are doing stuff at high frame rate and FPS, so it's just everything's getting taxed. So I will call it here for the time being for the stream. I might be back if I get the ghost working, playing something else. If not, I will see you all next time. So don't be awesome. Be fabulous. Bye.